So my name is Jaime, and I'm from Prince Edward Island, but I live in Ottawa. And this was my first experience with this particular medicine. But I have worked with other medicines in the past, and the notion of doing ayahuasca always really scared me, like a lot. So I knew that it was something that I probably should do. And I'd been wanting to come to Peru since I was maybe 16, I think, when I first heard about sort of the magic of the mountains down here. And I never really had a way to get here before. And then my sister called me, and she said, I have some time, and do you want to go down to Peru and drink ayahuasca? And so finally it was like, you know, Peru was calling me, and I decided that yes, like it was time. And it worked out really perfectly because when she wanted to come, it was days before the retreat was starting, and it was her birthday. So it just all worked really synergetically that we could come and spend her birthday here, and then do the ceremonies together. I tried to avoid looking up a lot of stuff about ayahuasca and other people's experiences before I came, because I just wanted to come in really clear and really open. And I had some things, you know, I started working with the medicine about a month before I came down, just in meditation every night and with my intention. And she really brought me through, like a lot of things started to come to the surface even before I came, so I knew what I was going to be working on. And it really, you know, every ceremony has been very different, but the core of the work that I've been doing since I got here is revolved around what it means to really love myself and to accept myself and to come to know who I am as a spiritual being. And you know, aside from all of the personality and the persona that we build up and the ideas that we have about ourselves, or that we take on that other people, the judgments that other people have. And so I think the biggest part of the medicine for me was clearing. You know, there was a lot of purging, a lot of clearing of, I guess, darkness, false beliefs that I had about myself, negative thoughts that I had about myself, or judgments of other people that I had internalized and believed and taken on as my own. And so it was really an opportunity to clear those illusions and those things that aren't true for me, and to get back to a feeling and an experience of the core of who I am as a person, as a being. And you know, when you go through all of the clearing, you get back to this essence of light that we all are, and just to be able to experience that has been like the most amazing gift. Like, there's very few gifts, I think, in life that would be greater than to get to experience that, and to really to know that healing is actually possible and can happen very quickly. We can heal those things. We can purge the darker energies out of our being, or we can transmute them, you know, however the medicine is working at the time, and connect more, you know, with my truth. That was really the biggest thing for me. And then as an extension of that is to see, you know, like how does that manifest in my life, in my relationships, and what were the mirrors of relationships trying to show me, and why was I attracted to certain people, and then now it's like I can see that I can have more decision in who I want in my life, and hopefully look for the people that are reflecting my light and not reflecting those other things, because I'm already aware of them, I'm looking at them, so I don't need to go through some of those more painful relationships that I've had in the past. I think that's really the core of what I've been doing here, but you know, every ceremony we went through so many layers of healing, and it's impossible. It's impossible to give it all to you, but that's probably the core. You know, we came together as a group really quickly. The sisters were all really, you know, we got along so well, and it feels like we've sort of made another extended family in a sense. Like, I know I'll know these women for the rest of my life, whether we talk or not. Like, we really shared something really magical, and it felt so safe to share and with sisters, and to just open up a lot more quickly, maybe, because there can be dynamics when men and women are together, that there are extra layers that you have to go through, that I found was a little bit easier with going through it with sisters. And it's been beautiful, like in ceremony, out of ceremony, the whole time, just to share with women. Yeah. You know, in all the work that I've done, it's always been really clear that, you know, I'm not just doing this work for myself, I'm doing it for my family, for the generations behind and the generations ahead, and I'm doing it for my daughter. Like, I'll be a better mother to her just being able to be myself, and to, you know, the more love that I have for myself, the more love that I have to share with her. And it's like, I can see already the shifts that are happening inside of me, and how I will want to be with her, and in how, you know, in what's gotten in the way before, because some of the things that we're clearing were things that were in the way of love, you know, things that were blocking my ability to be fully present with her and fully loving. So yeah, like, definitely this medicine, you know, even if you're just doing it for yourself, it's going to ripple out anyway, I can see. And certainly for me, I'm looking forward to seeing how that, you know, I just can't wait to get back and see her. Yeah, it took me about a ceremony or two to start to learn how to work with medicine. And it was really an opportunity to step into, like, my power, and step into, like, my warrior self, and take a stand. It's like, what do I want to be in me? What do I accept as part of my being? And what am I ready to let go of? What am I ready to put down? And, you know, you always have a choice with the medicine to work with her, or, you know, you can go to sleep, or, you know, different things might need to happen. But what I started to learn was how to use the medicine inside of me to gather up those darker energies, and to clear them out through the purging, or, you know, through breath, or through sound or song, or just like sitting in a total awareness of my being at once, and then feeling all the parts of me that were light, and then looking in all the corners of my being for shadow, you know, that was hiding here and there, or shadow that was big, and you know, learning from it to say, you know, what have you been teaching me in my life, and am I done with you? Can I see you? Can I understand you? And then, do I want to keep you, or am I ready to let go? And then using the medicine, working with the medicine, to move those energies either out, or to transmute them, to bring so much light in that they and so much love, like so much love, that those things are actually gone. You know, that was, I think, the biggest realization for me, was that it's an opportunity to actually make real change, like at a cellular level, at an energetic level, and that the medicine is doing its own work, but you are a partner in that work. And the more that you're ready to stand up with her, the more work you can do really quickly, is what I learned. And as hard as it was, because it was hard, as long as I was willing to sit up and do the work, and to confront the things that may have been uncomfortable, then she was working with me to clear those too, with joy and with love, and it was beautiful. I think the most powerful experience I had was the last ceremony. I was finally clean enough to bring in more light into my being than I've ever experienced before, and experience different levels of consciousness than I've ever experienced before. And I could see and see where I had come from, and why all that purging was necessary, and how dense those energies are, and how they keep us from this, like, ecstatic experience of life. And it was, you know, I understood, and it was only by getting through that clearing that I got to see those other levels and experience the world in that way. And it was such a gift. It was more than anything I could have imagined, coming to this medicine. Certainly nothing like what I expected at all. But I can't, it'd be very difficult for me to put into words what that experience was like for me, except to say that, you know, it was a full experience of what we are as like as beings, as spiritual beings and as divine beings, and how much light there is in the world that we can access if we're willing to clear and clean and hold that light. After the first 2 ceremonies, I wasn't sure that I would be able to do any more. It was so physically difficult. I struggled a lot. I guess I had a lot to clear on the physical level, and it was one of the most difficult things I've done. And actually it was in part the support of the sisters around that. It's like, well, if they're going to keep doing it, then I'm going to keep doing it too, and I can do this, and I came down here to do this, and I had a lot of resolve around it. And then my 3rd ceremony was so beautiful, and then I understood in my 3rd ceremony what this medicine was trying to show me, and what, like, the doors that it was opening up, and that it wasn't all going to be so difficult. It was, there's so much beauty in healing as we get onto those other levels too. The 4th ceremony was a little bit more physical clearing again, and a little bit less of the transcendent realms, but because I had already accessed it, I knew I was really excited for my last ceremony. I was really going to go for it, and I had a bit of a hard day. I couldn't sleep, and so I was really tired coming into the ceremony, and I took my first cup of medicine, and I didn't do a lot of purging like I usually do, but the medicine didn't come on. I wasn't feeling it like I had in my 3rd ceremony. And I just felt this sense, like she was saying, do you really want it? Do you really want to do this work? Because if you do, you're going to have to drink some more medicine. And the 2nd cup is a little bit hard, but I said, this is our last ceremony, I'm going to go for it. And I was not disappointed. As soon as she knew I was ready to do that work and I was committed, it really took off. And I know I need some time to integrate now, but I have a lot of respect and gratitude for the work and for the medicine, and I know I'll come back to dance with her again sometime for sure in the future. I'll wait till I feel the call, but yeah.